Hi, everyone. It is region weather meteorologist Matt Wentz. It's Sunday evening. It's time for our Sunday snapshot. Hopefully, you know that. You're getting used to it. This is our second week in a row. We're going to keep this going. Tonight, I feel a little bit less organized than the last couple nights. I don't know what it is. I don't have anything together, but we'll go over some models together. I think this will be better, a little bit laid back. And also, my belt broke earlier. I was literally outside watching the space station fly over because, it does those flyovers. Wasn't a real good flyover for Northwest Indiana. That's why we didn't do it. But I was just sitting out there and I didn't even have dinner yet. So it's not a matter of that, but my belt broke. So I don't know what's going to happen on air later. Anyway, beside the point, I just want to let you know it's a little disorganized this Sunday night. So I appreciate you coming along with us. We'll go through the models. We'll talk about what we've got coming up this week. Big pattern change. Boy, if you've been waiting for fall, we've got it this week. We'll talk about it after this really fancy intro. And welcome in, everybody. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wentz. Great to be with you tonight. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. It was a hot one today, and that humidity is coming back as well. It wasn't too bad today, but as you'll see here in our forecast, we're going to be dealing with some humidity at the front end of the week. We've got some rain and some storms to deal with as well. We're going to get this all out of here, and we're going to enjoy a very fall-like air mask. It's going to be crisp here later this week. If you haven't heard or checked your phone app, we'll take you through exactly what that looks like. But first, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Jan, hi, happy Sunday to you. Chris, we watched cloud cover. Yeah, the clouds are really filtering in from the south. It wasn't a real good flyover. It was like a 2 or 3 minute kind of lower on the horizon kind of flyover with the space station tonight. Derek, hi, thanks for being with us. Stephanie, you as well. And Chris, good evening to you. All right, so let's get to the maps. I'm going to go full screen because my camera, I've got a striped shirt. It's not really that striped, but I don't know. I look like a zebra in terms of what the camera's picking up for pixels. So I'll go full screen for you so you can actually see the maps a little bit better as well. But here's what we're dealing with right now. We've got a system coming at us out of the south. You can see it kind of slowly meandering its way off towards the north. This system's been trying to come at us over the last 7 days. This is actually partially the remnants of Nicholas. Remember that down in the Gulf? We had 2 fronts that went by and kind of shoved it down to the south and didn't let it come off towards the north. And now the latest front has kind of weakened. So now that moisture is allowed to expand. What's it expanding to? What's causing this to come north? Well, it's this big frontal boundary you see out towards the west. This is the pattern changer that's going to move in here midweek. We'll start to notice the effects of it as early as tomorrow, but it's really Wednesday and Thursday that will really start to get into some of this cooler air around here with this really strong cold front coming in. And again, that's for the whole country. This thing's sweeping west to east with a series of lows. So this first wave we have coming at us from the south, this will bring some rain in here tonight. There's not a lot of rain with this. There's not a lot of organization, but it'll keep some scattered showers in the forecast. And we'll be dealing with that tomorrow. Little daytime heating. We may have a little bit more of a rain chance as we go throughout the day tomorrow with this, but really nothing that well organized. It's that front off towards the west that is much better organized. And again, that is going to move in here as we get on into your Tuesday and Wednesday, bringing that chillier air. So let's talk big picture across the country and across the region. We're going to get into first, if you didn't join us last week, kind of how we'll set this up. Real laid back. We're going to look at the models. I'll show you what they're thinking. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Then we'll answer some questions at the end. But in terms of kind of our weather setup to start the week, we're in the warm and humid air, right? Remember, it was hot today. It's not going to go away anytime soon until that sweeping front comes through. So here's what we're dealing with. Here's the rain that moves in here tomorrow. You can see on the bigger picture that wave moves through with some showers, perhaps some embedded heavier downpours, but not a washout by any means. We're still on the warmer side. By tomorrow night and Tuesday, we'll start to develop a line of storms out towards our west. This will move in Monday night into Tuesday, bringing some heavier downpours through the region. This is the front. This is the front that will change things. But the problem is it doesn't sweep through. It kind of stalls in the Ohio Valley. So I think we get the rain out of here after some showers and storms on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be our day where we get the heavier rain showers around. We'll likely have some embedded thunderstorms as well. Not a washout, but again, pretty good rain chances as that front sweeps through. And then Tuesday night, Wednesday, see how the front stalls down to our south. This is an interesting feature right here with these showers. It just looks like some light rain. We'll talk more about that in detail here at the end, but that's involving the lake because we've got cold air coming across that lake. But anyway, this front stalls down to our south and the east on Wednesday, and you can see the heavy rain as you get downstate. This is something that we need to watch because if this low pressure that's developing tracks a little bit further north, we'll likely get some heavier rain out of that as well. But as of right now, we're just going with some lake effect around here. We'll talk more about that. And you can see how that wave kind of wraps up, perhaps brings more rain back in here on Thursday. It's just unsettled. This is going to be cool and crisp and just kind of raw as it looks right now. And then eventually that low lifts out on Friday. Another one sweeps in here this weekend, sometime Friday night, Saturday for all those Friday night football games. It is certainly going to feel like it. And that will keep us in the cool air mass. Let's talk temperatures, right? It was hot today. So this is the Euro run. I tend to lean Euro. A lot of people ask, what's the difference with the computer models? I lean Euro in terms of temps. You get all these ensembles. There are hundreds of different solutions that spit out. And so you can look at the Euro ensemble models. You can get some numbers off of that. You can also look at something called the deterministic, which often takes the highest readings of that, the most average readings of those, and kind of spits them out. So that's where I get my numbers from. We're looking at models right now. This isn't an exact forecast, but there's not a lot that's going to change with this. I'm pretty confident in this. So in terms of the numbers this week, in terms of temperatures, right, we've got that cooler air coming. So here's the warm air we had today. You notice down to the south how it was a little bit cooler down towards Nashville. That's what the rain and clouds that'll be moving in here tomorrow. So not quite as warm tomorrow. This is what the model's saying in terms of potential highs tomorrow. You can see we're up near 80, perhaps some low 80s, depending on when we get in the clouds and some of the rain. If we have some peaks of sun, it makes all the difference this time of year. Then things really start to change. So here's Tuesday afternoon now. You can see how that front has moved through. We've got the rain and storms around. Remember we mentioned that? So we'll likely stay in the 70s on Tuesday. Look what's off towards our north. Highs in the 50s, Lake Superior. Remember we have a low pressure that's going to develop here? That will help to pull that cold air south, and watch what happens on Wednesday. These are the projected highs on the Euro. There's a strip of 50-degree highs across a good portion of the Hoosier state. That's where the rain will be. That's where the wind will be. It's just looking raw. As of now, I would probably lean low 60s for us on Wednesday. So it's going to be notably cooler. We'll have some lake effect showers around as well. And remember that heavier rain will be just down to our south and the east. So that's something to keep an eye on because we could easily be cooler if we get that heavier rain. And then remember that low wraps up. So the Euro's saying Thursday, we're going to be stuck in the 50s with that low over us. I wouldn't call that yet. I would probably lean 60s if I were putting together official forecasts as of right now for Thursday, because we don't know exactly where that low is going to go. If it does end up over us, it's going to be a nasty day on Thursday. just gross. But again, don't count it out yet. That's still 4 days away. We've got a little time for the models to sort itself out. But what a difference, right? What a difference in terms of temperatures later this week. And then eventually that low lifts off towards the north. Remember, there was another one coming in this weekend. So we heat up out ahead of that one into the 70s. Should be a comfortable day on Friday. And then Saturday, we're back into the cooler readings. But 60s in the fall, hey, that's not bad. It's good football weather, good for college football. NFL Sunday looks good next week as well, with temps in the 70s. In terms of long-term beyond that, it does look like we bring some more warmth into the plains. I don't know if I'd buy these the 100-degree heat down here, but again, you notice the trend. It does warm up again, so we're not done with the warm days. There's no snow in the forecast, so we're good in terms of all of that. So markedly different air mass later this week, though. We're also going to get rid of that humidity, which is creeping up tonight, and that will be with us until about Monday night, Tuesday, when that frontal passage goes by. All right, last thing I want to show you, I want to kind of dive into the details on the rain and when this is going to hit and some of the lake effect behind it. This is the latest run of the NAM Nest, which is a model I like. You can see how the showers, they're not too prevalent, but they move in here overnight. Just some scattered showers. Watch how during the daytime tomorrow, we get some pretty good energy with this as that wave moves through. That's likely in the morning to midday hours. And then as we get into the afternoon, that wave lifts north and we've just got scattered showers around. So again, not a lot of rain tomorrow. It'll come and go. I think most hours are dry, but we will have a couple waves of some rain moving through. Here's the frontal boundary. It sticks out like a sore thumb on this model here. You can see the showers and storms. This is Monday night. It's off towards our west. And then as we advance, this is about midnight. We're now talking 1, 2 a.m. That's when the front's going to hit very early Tuesday morning. With some rain, some rumbles are possible with this. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but we could have some decent storms around here just with the forcing of this system. It's a pretty sharp change. And then that heads by, but remember it stalls. So this is Tuesday afternoon. Most of the rain should be east, but notice how we're starting to develop some lake effect because there's going to be a cold, raw wind. And remember, aloft up in the atmosphere, it's really cold with this air mass coming in. So the front will be by, and then we'll likely be dealing with Tuesday night and Wednesday lake effect showers around here. Could even see some grapple with that as well. Those little dipping dots. I would not be surprised if we saw some of that later this week. And then all eyes later this week are on where does that low go? Does it pause and develop and kind of wrap its way back towards the region? That would make it pretty raw and rainy around here on Thursday. But again, the Thursday, Friday timeframe we'll wait on. But we're pretty confident on what's going to happen the next 3 or 4 days in terms of that front coming by, kind of stalling. We get the cold air and some lake effect behind that. So there you go. That's your forecast, everyone. I hope that helps kind of plan out your week. Remember, it's almost fall. It'll be fall on Wednesday. So I hope these numbers aren't a shock to you for sure. And I know I see a lot of comments on here. We need the rainfall, right? I feel like every system has missed us. And literally they've either split or it's developed off towards our east. Remember last week's system developed just east of us, where some of us got rain. The further east you were, everyone else didn't see anything. It has been bone dry and we could really use the rain. We're going to get some with this system. Let's hope that low comes back at us. That would provide some good garden variety rain around here, a good soaker out of that. So I'll answer your questions now. We'll get you on your way. It's Sunday night. You've got things to plan for the work week ahead. So I want to say hi to Abigail, hi to Diane, hi Ann, hi Dee. Derek asking how cool we're talking about. We covered that. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining us. She says we need rain. Yeah, Derek's saying this guy on YouTube is calling it an Arctic blast. I know exactly who you're talking about. That person, and a lot of people on YouTube for that matter, I don't want to call them kids because I don't know how old they are, but I would imagine they're kids and they probably have weather centers in their basement, but I do too, so that's okay. A lot of them put out this just really attention grabbing things, right? We call it clickbait. We know that. This is not Arctic air. My goodness, it's fall around here. We get cool in the fall. All right. So you feel free to click on the YouTube links, watch this forecast, all that. You know, my whole reasoning for region weather is to keep things real, right? Most everything that we get has happened before. There's nothing extraordinary happening. I love the Weather Channel, but they're so dramatic, right? And not all this stuff needs to have drama behind it. So we'll just give you the forecast and we'll get out of here. All right. So I appreciate that, though. Let's see. Tyler says, so everything I'm watching and seeing from models and other people looks like we're in for a cold, snowy winter. Tyler, that's a really good question. And here's the deal, buddy. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to put out a winter forecast that you click on because it's not going to tell you anything you don't know. There are correlations with, and this is the most recent research I've been looking at, correlations between the month of May and the pattern across the eastern and, well, actually for most of the U.S., and how that translates to tropical season and how that translates to December. And there are signs, and I would kind of lean towards saying it's leaning to be a really cold December across the eastern half of the country. And cold would mean snowy. It would mean we would have some lake effect. Beyond that, there's not a real good correlation with anything determining how the rest of the winter goes. So we could have a cold December. Let's say that actually verifies. We could warm up January, February and have a mild month, right? And then get back to it. It seems more recently we've had springs that just haven't warmed up real quick. I think it was 2014 was the last spring that we had. We busted out 70s and 80s for like a week and the trees were blooming in May or March. And then the next, 6 or 7 years, we really haven't had a very quick turnaround. It's been kind of cool in the spring. But in terms of the way this forecast looks for this winter, there is no way of telling. We cannot tell you beyond day 10 accurately in a forecast, right? So there's a lot of things we look at. There's oscillations, there's North America oscillation. I get all that, and I've researched that. But La Nina, El Nino is another thing, right? when we have La Nina winters, we're supposed to have a certain weather pattern. That doesn't always verify. And more often than not, what we're realizing in that is it's more complicated than just one thing that we're pinning it on. So there's really no way to tell. I hate to tell you that, but that's the truth. Heather's saying, I hope it turns out nicer than it looks. Heather, there's a chance that Thursday low could miss us. It could wrap up off towards our east. So if someone has if someone has a wedding planned on Thursday, I wouldn't worry about it as of right now. Hi, Luann. Luann's joined us. Hi, Kim. Thank you for the good job. I appreciate that. What else do we have? Teresa says hello. I agree with you on the Weather Channel. Right, I do too. Jenny, I'll tell you, it never used to be that way, and now it's like all about metrics, and everyone needs to beat last year's clicks on their webpage, stuff like that. Please don't go to my webpage. I don't care. It's there for you. It's not there for me. Trust me. So it seems like you have to really decipher what information is valid and what is, trying to get your attention. So that's that. You're welcome, man. All right, everyone. I promise I make these quick on Sunday nights. So I hope that helps. Remember, we've got a pretty sharp front coming this week. It'll arrive Tuesday morning. We'll likely have some rain and rumbles with that. Tuesday is the day of change where we go from the rumbles in the morning to cooler, windier temperatures dropping, and we'll likely stay in the 60s throughout the day Tuesday. And then Tuesday nights when we'll start to kick up some lake effect showers. Beyond that, we'll watch that low. We'll see if it kind of translates back towards the west. If not, it doesn't look to be too soggy the rest of the week, but there's a chance that Wednesday and Thursday could be pretty soggy as well. Okay. All right, Darren, you're welcome. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, every Sunday night, guys, join us right here. We'll go through the models. We'll get you planned ahead for your week ahead, and hopefully I'll be a little bit more organized next time. I don't think you could tell, but I had nothing together before this, and my belt broke. Anyway, have a great night. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.